Do you feel secure as a person? That's going to be the subject of today's video. How do you know that you have become secure? And honestly, I could bring up like countless points, but I'll stick to 4. Maybe if something else pops up while I'm talking, I'm going to bring something else. But I can tell you, as a person who went through a journey of personal growth and understanding self, I can literally tell you, the differences between when you're being insecure and then when you become secure. And there's even a level above that. It's called sovereignty. And to reach sovereignty, you need to be secure. That is a prerequisite. But sovereignty it's something else. I actually make a full video just on sovereignty, how you know you've become sovereign. And even when you become sovereign, you have to keep working at it because there's different levels to it. You know, it's like a video game. And you got to gain experience, and as you get more experience, you become more and more sovereign. So let's go back to the security. When can you tell that you've actually become secure? Well, number 1, your baseline mood. Yeah, your baseline mood will be up vibe. Meaning, most of the time, you'll be in a good mood, or at least the energy that you're going to project is that you're good. So even on days that are bad or days that you're exhausted, and I'll give you an example. Today, I'm actually exhausted. I was actually wondering if I was going to do the video today, but I was like, you know what? I think I got it in me. So, because, you know, my resilience have improved a lot. Like, I do so much more than I used to do, like a year ago or even a few years ago. And the thing is, I'm kind of like in this like wave where I'm always able to do more than I actually think I can do, because my resilience is going up. So when I'm tired, I'm like, no, I don't think I can do it. But then I try to do it, I'm like, oh shit, no, I can. But that's because the resilience keeps rising. But I have to be careful with that too, because you can overshoot sometimes and then you really crash, you know, you're really beat up. But it's just to say that, like, I was like, you know what? I'll still do the video. It's not a workout. It's not, it's just talking. So I can manage that. And it's not something super complicated either to explain. So yeah, your baseline mood is up vibe. So what's going to happen is you're going to notice that good day or bad day or intense day or slow day, you're always feeling good. You know, you're just happy, and people are gonna feel it. You won't even need to you know, there's things in life when you get to a certain level, you don't even need to explain yourself. People can just tell by looking at you. And yeah, so your baseline is just gonna be good. Whereas when you're insecure, what happens is that your baseline is usually more, I guess we could say, down vibe. You're moody. It's like you need something to feel better, and that something is that you need external validation. So basically, the mood of the day will depend on which interaction you get from the outside world, which it shouldn't be like that at all. Because if that's the case, you are extremely vulnerable. That means the world controls you when it's you that should be controlling the world. And when I say you controlling the world, it's you control yourself first, so nothing external can control you after. But it demands a lot of security within your own skin. You have to feel really good. And so that's why, like, insecure people, what will happen is every day it depends on what the world will give them. That's how their mood is gonna be calibrated. So now, if I give you a quick example, let's say a man that is insecure meets a woman with who he has crazy chemistry. because like the woman met him and she finds him attractive, and sometimes the woman could be really into the guy. It's like she sees him and she's like, wow, I like him. Like she didn't even talk to him and she's already like, I like this guy, I want to talk to this guy. Okay. The thing is, if the guy's insecure and maybe let's say it fell on a good day, meaning it's a day where, I don't know, he got his swagger on that day and he managed to attract the lady and they start talking, well, guess what's gonna happen? Because he's insecure, now his mood will depend on how his interaction goes with the new lady on a day-to-day basis, which is extremely messed up. Like, it's extremely messed up because that means that the lady is now responsible for your mood and your happiness. And she's gonna find out one day. That I can guarantee you. Some guys are like, oh, I'll try to hide it. She's gonna see it. Your aura is gonna show. You'll lack the Super Saiyan aura. You'll be a base form, weak ass Gohan that didn't train for years. That was me in the past. Like, it's gonna show that, like, okay, like, he needs me around to feel good. And the thing is, it gets heavy. It gets heavy when somebody feels responsible for, like, making you feel elevated. No bueno. No bueno at all. It's very heavy. Even as a man, you don't want to be that guy for a lady. Like, if it's you that always has to, like, bring her mood up and she can't bring by herself a good mood, you don't want to be in a relationship like that. It's gonna be draining. Like, yeah, you can be a superhero, but not in that sense. And yes, you can be a superhero for your lady too, but not in a way where it's like, oh, don't worry, I'm always there for you. Like, don't worry, like, I'm gonna cheer you up. No, you can be her superhero in a sense that you inspire her. Like, you're killing it at life and she sees it and she's like, damn, that's my man. It's like, yeah, baby girl. That's right. That's how it works. Not the other way, like, where it's like she's always like down and you have to like always try to pick her back up. Like, no, that stuff is not good. And yourself, if you're insecure, that's what she's gonna feel. She's gonna feel like she has to always bring you back up, and that's gonna turn her off. So the second way that you can tell that you're becoming more secure, that you've reached a secure, we call it reform secure in psychology. Like, let's say you're someone who used to be super insecure, like in my case when I was younger. Well, I'm sober now, but I've reached a stage back in the days where I became a reformed secure, meaning it's like I had to be taught how to be secure. Because some people are born and they grow up being secure because they lived in the perfect conditions, meaning they had a balanced father and a balanced mother. So in that situation, normally, and it doesn't guarantee, by the way, even if a kid grows up in those conditions, he can still become insecure because of life experiences. But it's just to say that some people, they didn't have to learn to become secure. And some people, they grew up secure, but shit happened in their life that made them become insecure and they had to become again secure. But for those people, it should be easier because they know what it is to be secure. In my case, which honestly, I think it's cool. It sucks. Well, it's funny. For me, it's cool because I made it. Because I had the resilience to always level up. But I find it almost cooler for me that most of my life I was insecure. Because now that I have the taste of what being secure is, it's like, how can I say this? But then again, somebody could argue with me, probably. But if you've been secure your whole life, there's nothing exciting. Well, that's my assumption. But from my perspective, because I get bored of things quickly. So in my view, it's like, if you've been secure your whole life, isn't it boring to be like secure? Like, there's no more excitement to be secure. Whereas me, who I've become secure in my 30s, it's like a new life. I feel like I was reborn. So because of that, I'm excited as fuck. I'm like, I feel like I literally feel like in a show, like in Dragon Ball. I've been revived by the Dragon Balls, and I'm like this new guy, you know, and it's so fun because I'm like, damn, I get now every experience feels different. When I go on a date, it feels different. When I go to the gym, it feels different. When I live life, it feels different. Whereas someone who's been secure their whole life, I feel like maybe, well, you see, this is where I could bring the point, is that if they don't know how to appreciate good things, that's where they're gonna get bored. I just found the answer. So it's the same thing. Me, because I've discovered what being secure is, I appreciate to a whole other level because it's something I never had access to when I was younger in my 20s. In my 20s, I was extremely insecure. And the fact that, yeah, now I can roam through life and yeah, I'm just always good. Oh yeah, it's exciting as hell. You know, I feel like in how do you call a musical, you know, like I'm walking like this. No, literally, it's awesome. It's very nice. But yeah, so the second point is that people will smile at you more naturally. So you'll notice. And even me, I remember when I became secure, like, you know, it's a continuum. It's gonna be gradual. You're gonna become more and more secure. But I'm not gonna lie. There's one day I woke up and I was like, shit, I feel good. I feel freaking good. Like literally, I remember. But it was transitional. It was like every day I was feeling better. But there's one day I woke up, I was like, oh my God, this is crazy. Like, I've never felt like this before. And yeah, so what will happen when you get, you know, more secure is that you'll start noticing, and that will probably feed your security, is that you'll be going through life and you'll notice that people smile at you more. And of course, I'm a man, so I would notice more women would smile at me naturally. Didn't even have to force it. Sometimes I'd even look at them first. It's just, I would be walking and then sometimes like, good morning and everything, and I'm like, what? In my head, I was like, what's going on? Like, is there something on my face or something? But yeah, no, it's your energy. It's because your energy is expressing that, look, I'm good, you know, like I'm not tensed. I'm not a danger. And that's the problem with a lot of guys today, is that a lot of guys, because they're insecure, because they went through so much shit, they didn't do the inner work, you can feel the tension as they come in the room. You come in the room and it feels heavier. I'll be honest, me, I'm at a point now, and that's the sovereignty. Sometimes I see someone, not even a split second, I look away right away. I'm like, I want nothing with that person. I know right away I want nothing. I can feel the energy already. I'm like, nah. And that's either man or woman. It doesn't matter. I don't care. You know, like, it really doesn't matter. I feel the energy. I'm like, nope. Don't even look at me. If the person tries to interact with me, I cut it short. I won't be rude because I'm so good with myself that I'm like, why would I be rude for no reason? You know, I don't want to give the other person a reason to escalate and then I have to be like, yo, you want to go outside and me beat the shit out of you? No, I'm joking. But it's just to say, like, yeah, I don't want to get to that point, like, of like where the other person's going to feel triggered and then start talking more. So I was just like, oh, I got to do my own thing. And, you know, that's it. You know, like, but that's another level. But the thing is, it's just to say that, yeah, people can feel when you're heavy. So women, if you're a man, will feel it. If you're tensed and you walk in a room and you look at a woman, she will feel it and she'll probably avoid eye contact with you. Or she'll look at you and you'll know yourself because, you know, it's crazy. People are like mirrors, okay? And what's going to happen is that if you're tensed up and you're not well, and you look at a woman, she might look at you first because she could find you attractive or she thinks you look nice. But just because you're tensed up, she's gonna give you that look, like almost like she's afraid. Okay, like almost like, fuck, like would he jump on me or something? And that's not good. That's your insecurity. That's because you're not good with yourself. So yeah, so you'll notice people will smile at you more, and it's gonna feel very easy to have small interactions. And by the way, I'm someone that doesn't really like small interactions normally. Well, it's funny, I say this, now I enjoy them, but that's because I'm just so good with myself. But if you ask me personally, my preference, I prefer long, deep talks versus like little banter. But now I've became like a pro at little banter. I can give a little comment right there, talk about nothing and everything, and go on with my life. But before I used to hate it. I was like, I would despise people that would do that. I'd be like, what's the point? Like, it's useless. But now I'm able to do it. It's like, yeah, no, because it's nice. It adds, it's like a little cherry on your Sunday, you know? So it's cool. I don't mind it at all. The next point, and it kind of touches a bit the second point that I said, but is that you'll lose social anxiety and fear of approaching people. And it goes both sides. If you're a woman, it would be towards men, and if man, towards women. And, you know, some guys might be like, no way. Because me, I'm a special case, though, because I was one of those guys that even when I was shit scared to approach a woman, I could build the courage to go up to her. But, yo, could I be sweating? But I was doing it. It's so... Me, I was fucked up like that. I was the kind of guy I like to put myself in intense situations. And then I would be like, damn, I did it. I was super happy. Even though maybe I fumbled myself or whatever. I was like, I did it. Which basically somebody would say, well, yeah, technically I deserve more props than the guy that like was like, no, I can't do it. You know, like he just couldn't do it. Me, it was more like, I'm afraid, but I'll still do it. You know? But the thing is, and you know, it's funny because sometimes I would tell myself, why would I subject myself to that? Like, yo, you were like literally sweating. You're like, you're about to like, it almost looked like you were about to like pass out, you know? Like, that's more in my 20s. In my 30s, no. But in my 20s, yeah, like the situations and you know, and sometimes too, I got the girl's number and like, you know, I actually like dated the girl. But in my head, I was like, why am I subjected? But you see, that's gonna be reserved for another video, but you need to do that to grow. Because the thing is, you call that reps. Is that the first time you do something, it could be scary as fuck. But then as you do it more and more, you realize that it's not a big issue. You know, it's not a big issue. It's okay. But yeah, so the thing is, but when you become secure, what's gonna happen is that you're gonna lose that fear. So me, if I want to talk to someone, I go talk to them. I do not give a shit. I can approach a group of women. I do not care. But I won't do it just to do it. And that's a quick how can I say that? It's a preview on sovereignty. It's that when you become secure and you just started living secure, what's going to happen is that you're going to want to test it probably, especially if it's new to you. And that's the difference between secure. That's one of the differences between being secure and being sovereign. Is that when you're secure, but you're not sovereign yet, you might act out of impulse. It's like, I'll give you an example. You see a beautiful girl and you're like, oh, I want to talk to her. Boom, go talk to her. Because you're secure. You're not afraid of approaching her or her reaction. The problem with that, though, is that it might not be aligned. For example, let's say you're in the middle of your workout and you see a beautiful lady come in. And you're like, damn, she's my type. I want to talk to her. Just because you know you're attracted to her physically, you know? The problem is, you probably know deep down that, like, look, you should just do your workout. If the opportunity arises and that it feels aligned, which is a big thing with sovereignty, it's alignment. It's all about alignment. But yeah, it's like when you were doing your workout, unless it's like, okay, look, the opportunity is there, it's aligned. Okay, yeah, I can talk to her. I can be like, hey, are you new here or whatever? You know, anything, you know, just to start a conversation. But the thing is, when you're secure, but that you're not sovereign yet, what's going to happen is that you might stop your workout, which you're supposed to do. And of course, I presume you're going to go back to your workout. But what I'm trying to say is that you're easily distracted. So you might still act in a way that seems like you're insecure, because it's almost like you want to make sure that you lock her, you know, that you get that contact, or that you manage to break the ice with her, because, oh my God, she's here now, and you feel like you might lose the opportunity. It doesn't mean, but like I said, it doesn't mean you're insecure. It's just that you know you can do it, so you do it. But that's the thing, like, it doesn't mean, sometimes in life, it doesn't mean you can do something that you have to do it. Because sometimes it's just not aligned. Sometimes it's just not in the path that you're going through. So that's the thing. But you're going to find it very cool still. Like, I would say experience it. Level up. It's like Pokemon. You got to make your Pokemons gain experience. Make them battle over and over and over and over and over. So yeah, so the thing is, yeah, you're going to lose that anxiety, that fear of approach. And you're going to be able to approach people like it's nothing. And that's very liberating. It's very nice. It's very nice because you don't feel contained. You don't feel restrained. Like when you're insecure and that you're afraid to approach women, it's not fun feeling. It's really not fun because you feel like you're in a cage and you're not. The cage is in your mind, but it sucks. You feel trapped. It's like, and then what doesn't help and that can suck is when you see other guys that have the confidence to go up to women. And if you're not well with yourself, you can envy those guys, and it's not good. And by the way, you should be inspired. If you see that, it's like, okay, it's doable. There's a way to get to that level. That's how you should see it, not envy them. That's not good because you're feeding negativity. The other point I would say that will show you that you've become secure is that you do not fear rejection anymore, which kind of goes in tie with the last point. Is that even if you approach a woman and she's super cold with you, you're not going to care. You're going to act normal. And I can give you a straight up example. Like, it actually happened multiple times, but I can recall one example that happened. Honestly, it doesn't happen that much though. Like now it's like I rarely get a rejection. And when I say rejection, I'm not talking about like getting the number or like trying to go on a date. I'm talking about like, for example, you approach somebody's being cold and dismissive, you're basically got rejected by them. But if you do not feel rejected yourself in your own skin, well, that's security. It means you do not care if the lady said like shoo, it's like, okay, like whatever. like I do not need your approval. But the thing is that yes, I can recall, like, I think it was before Christmas, there was a woman using a machine and I approached her to ask her how many sets she had left. And when I approached her, she kind of like gave me a dismissive response, like she didn't even reply. She just did that and looked away right away. Me, I was like, okay. And then I went back to do another exercise and she literally came up to me, super sweet. She's like, hey, I'm done with the machine. You can use it now if you want. So it's to show you that, like, who knows what happened in her mind. Maybe she realized in her head that she was being cold for no reason. Or maybe she was just in her bubble too. Who knows? Like, God knows what happened. All I'm saying is that the first perception that I got is, oh, okay, like, she's being cold. But me, it didn't, like, make me feel like, oh, what's her problem? Why is she being a bitch with me? Like, no, it didn't cross my mind because I was like, yo, like, I do not care. Like, I just want the machine. like I'm not there to try. And same thing. Let's say you approach a woman and she gives you attitude, okay? Because there's a lot of women like that. Like, she gives you attitude, but, oh, she's happy that you gave her that attention. And then she goes to tell her friend, like, yeah, this guy came to talk to me and I know, like, it's because he probably wanted to get close or whatever. Good for her. Like, you made her day. If anything, you did something good. You helped somebody fall asleep properly for one night. Like, you don't care about these things when you're secure. Like, so that's why me, if I approach, even sometimes, like, it's so funny. I'll have an interaction sometimes with a woman and she'll give me that attitude, and I'll almost like, I'll smirk. Because I'll be like, I know you're enjoying this because, you feel like you're so powerful, but it's like, but you're not that powerful. I'm sorry. Like, I don't know what kind of guys you dealt with in the past. You probably dealt with some simp-ass loser. But, like, I do not care. You can think, like, oh, my God, the superhero Gohan gave me some attention. Good for you. Like, it doesn't, you know, that's another thing when you become secure. Nobody's gonna take power away from you. Like, you're gonna feel, it doesn't matter. If you want to interact with someone, you interact. And that's it, that's all. If they think that, like, oh yes, I have the edge, good for you. Like, think that you have the edge. Because at the end of the day, as long as you, inside of yourself, you think you have the edge, that's all that matters. If they want to think that they have the edge over you, good for them. Like, it doesn't matter how it affects how you move through your life. So those are the points that I could tell you, and there's much more. There's so many. There's thousands of things I could tell you that will just demonstrate that you're secure. But these are pretty good points I think you could refer yourself to. So if you enjoyed the video, you can like it. You can maybe send in the comments certain experiences that you felt yourself. Because, by the way, security comes in waves as well, meaning that even when you're insecure, you can have moments of security where you kind of like touch a bit of what being secure is, but then you lose it because your baseline is not secure. So that's why I'm saying it's a transition. So you got to work through that. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the future videos. And I'll see you guys very soon. Take care.